It is Asus Zephyrus G14 review. Asus is leading AMD's charge to mobile dominance. The Asus Zephyrus G14 is an absolutely incredible gaming laptop. Incredible performance, best-in-class battery life and a fast screen all in a laptop you can easily carry around wherever you go. Asus Zephyrus G14 is the laptop that AMD used when showing the world Ryzen 4000 processors for gaming laptops, and now we see why. It is a relatively thin and light device that delivers performance and battery life we've never seen before in this category. Both AMD and Asus knocked it out of the park. At $1,449, approximately £1,170, £2,351 the Zephyrus G14 is a bit pricey, but compared to other systems similar to the Lenovo Legion Y740, you can get an RTX 2060 equipped model with the same price, but with less RAM and a much weaker processor. Still, the Asus Zephyrus G14 is limited to an RTX 2060. The level of performance that the processor brings to the table leads us to wonder what a system with a more powerful GPU would be capable of, but at the end of the day, with a 1080p display it's more than enough to max out every single game on the market today, and then some. Currently, there's only one configuration of the Asus Zephyrus G14 listed on Asus store page in the US, and it's the same as what's listed to the right. For $1,449, about £1,170, $2,351, you're getting the Ryzen 9 4900HS, 16GB of RAM and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. But things are a bit more complicated when we look at other territories. In the UK, there are two models, coming in at £999 and £1,599, but neither of them have quite the same hardware. The £1,599 model is packing an AMD Ryzen 7 4800H, 16GB of RAM and the same GPU, but has a QHD, 2560 by 1440, display, rather than the FHD 120Hz panel found in the model we reviewed here. The base model in the UK is limited to an AMD Ryzen 5 4600H and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650. We haven't tested a Ryzen 5 equipped laptop yet, so we can't really say whether £999 is a good price for this system. We can say that with just 8GB of RAM, it might be pushing it. It doesn't look like the Asus Zephyrus G14 is available in Australia quite yet. Considering the hardware on offer, the Asus Zephyrus G14 is thinner and lighter than you may expect. Coming in at just 0.7 inches thick and weighing just 3.53 pounds, this is extremely portable for a gaming laptop. It's not as thin and light as, say, your average XPS 13, but it doesn't need to be. The Asus Zephyrus G14 has a general aesthetic that might be bordering a little much on the capital G gamer for some folks, but it's not too bad. The lid of the laptop is divided diagonally, with one half covered in these little dots. There is a version of this laptop that has these light up with white LEDs, and while we've seen that version at a ton of trade shows, that is not present in our review model, so we can't report back what kind of impact this has on usability or battery life. The chiclet keyboard is extremely well spaced and comfortable to type on. This is surprising just because of how small of a footprint the device actually has. However, there will likely be some folks that are turned off by the softer feel of the keyboard, as it's not as tactile or clicky as some gaming laptops out there with mechanical keyboards. The touchpad is generally serviceable. Multi-touch gestures work here, and it's accurate enough, basically it gets the job done. Because this is a gaming laptop and a lot of folks are going to be using this thing with one of the best gaming mice, the touchpad doesn't need to blow anyone's mind. Creative folks who are just after the awesome multi-core performance, however, will be able to get by with this touchpad. But, we recommend a mouse either way. The display is also pretty amazing for the price you're paying. Sure, it's not one of these 4K OLED panels we're seeing on ultra-premium laptops, but that doesn't matter with the hardware on offer here. You're getting an incredibly solid 1080p display with a blazingly fast 120Hz refresh rate. The display hits 100% of the sRGB spectrum, so it's more than colorful enough for gaming. Plus, at just 14 inches, the display doesn't need to have a higher resolution anyway. As for speakers, we have to applaud Asus here, they're not on the bottom of the laptop. We do wish the speakers had a little more oomph to them, as Doom Eternal doesn't sound quite as bombastic as we'd like. Still, plugging in a gaming headset into one of the many ports available remedies that problem. With the Asus Zephyrus G14 you're getting two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports and two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C ports, one of which can be used for charging the laptop. You also get a dedicated charging port, a HDMI and a combo 3.5mm headphone/mic jack. In a laptop that's this easy to carry around, we absolutely adore the wide range of I/O here. The Asus Zephyrus G14 is a gaming laptop, so gaming performance is perhaps more important than raw CPU power. And, well, thanks to the RTX 2060 Max-Q included here, the Zephyrus kills it in games too, up to a point. With a 3D Mark Spy score of 5872 and the ability to run Metro Exodus on Ultra settings with a decent 38 FPS frame rate, you can expect solid gaming performance here. And, we'll even reiterate, we're able to get a steady 120 FPS in the recently released Doom Eternal. It's hard to compare this to a similarly spec'd system with an Intel chip, simply because there aren't a lot of laptops out there that pair an Intel Core i9 processor with the RTX 2060. It's strange that this pairing exists with the Asus Zephyrus G14, but AMD seems committed to avoiding the high end of the market for now, so hopefully we'll be able to see exactly where these chips line up in terms of gaming with future systems. We'd love to see a gaming laptop with a Ryzen 9 and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080, and we don't think we're alone in that. AMD Ryzen 4000 CPU performance is definitely a huge reason to pick this laptop up, but battery life is far more interesting. But first, a bit of background. In our movie test, where we looped 1080p video back to back, the Asus Zephyrus G14 lasted an incredible 8 hours and 10 minutes. The HP Elite Dragonfly, a laptop that is sold based on its battery life, scores 8 hours and 11 minutes in the same test. Plus, that's with a CPU that has less than half the TDP of the AMD Ryzen 9 4900HS, and with no dedicated GPU, either. In the PeakMark 8 battery test, the Asus Zephyrus G14 scores 4 hours and 47 minutes. To put it in perspective with recent gaming laptops, the amazing Alienware M15 R2 only manages 2 hours and 45 minutes in that test. There are really only 3 pieces of software that Asus includes on the Zephyrus G14. ROG Game Visual, Armoury Crate and Game First Vi. All 3 of these pieces of software let you tinker with how the laptop performs. Game Visual lets you tinker with the display, swapping between different presets and allowing you to adjust color temperature. Game First Vi will help you optimize your network for online gaming, even helping you sniff out the strongest network in your proximity. Armoury Crate lets you tinker with basically everything else. Through this software you can adjust everything from fan speed to RGB through connected peripherals. There is no RGB built into the laptop. There's even a tab that will scan your computer for installed games and let you launch them from there, without worrying about sorting through the dozens of PC game services that we have to live with these days.